Welcome to our video presentation of the activities of the Research Center of Forest Fires of the University of Coimbra. We are working in this field since 1985 on different aspects of fire spread and fire safety. In this video we'll show you some of our ongoing activities, namely inside the laboratory which has been renovated with new test rigs, and also we will show you other tasks that we are developing in order to improve our understanding of the phenomena of fire behavior, and also to improve the training of personnel, not only at academic but also at operational levels. This is to improve the safety of everybody.
Located in Coimbra, the Laboratory of Industrial Aerodynamics, briefly known as Adai, is the headquarters of Adai. In this infrastructure, Ceif, Adai, has its secretariat, a mechanical workshop and offices. In this area, there is also a laboratory space for small-scale tests in the scope of forest fire research, where some small, frequently used equipment are installed. The Forest Fires Research Laboratory, or abbreviated LEIF, is located near the city of Lausanne, about 30 kilometers from Coimbra. In LEIF, the larger equipment used for the most important laboratory tests are installed. Normally, these test rigs were conceived by the Adai team. LEIF is an infrastructure created in 1997. And over the years it has undergone several changes of expansion and improvement. The last change occurred in 2014, increasing its dimensions for 72 by 16 square meters of covered area and a uniform height of 11 meters. The experimental field of Justosa is a plot of 20 hectares in area, with various types of shrub vegetation on slopes where burning tests of larger scale are performed regularly. In these tests, experimental models are validated and procedures and equipment are tested in conditions that are quite close to those experienced in wildfires. Due to its academic origin, Ceif, Adai, develops various activities of scientific research and higher education training, especially in the context of fire behavior and fire safety. The knowledge gained in this program is shared with the scientific community and with the many actors involved in forest fires. The capability of each fuel to ignite when subjected to a heat source is known as flammability. In Adai, we have been testing the variation of this parameter for various fuels as a function of several factors, such as time of year or fuel moisture content. The fuel moisture content is a very important parameter for determining the risk of fire and to predict the fire behavior. Since 1986, Ceif has been updating a database on fuel moisture content of various dead and alive fine fuels of representative vegetation of central Portugal. During the summer months, sampling is done on a daily basis, while in the remaining months this measurement is done weekly. The climatic chamber allows the determination of the fuel equilibrium moisture as a function of the environmental conditions of temperature and relative humidity. This is a really important parameter to model the response of the fuel to arbitrary variations of meteorological conditions. In preparing the fuel bed for tests, vegetable materials like straw, pine litter and others that are easy to obtain with uniform properties are used. The moisture content of the fuel is properly analyzed and the fuel particles are evenly spread in order to perform scientifically valid tests. Tests are monitored through the use of photography, video and infrared images. During the tests, many parameters such as fire spread rate, temperature, airflow velocities, fuel mass decay or heat fluxes are measured. In order to compare results of tests performed on different days, reference tests to determine the basic rate of spread are performed in the absence of slope and wind with a combustibility table with 1 square meter area. The separate and combined effects of wind and topography on fire spread are systematically analyzed by Ceif. Our laboratory has several wind tunnels and combustibility tables that allow the realization of these type of studies. Ceif methodically analyzes several phenomena associated to extreme fire behavior, particularly eruptive fires, spot fires, and convergent fronts and fire tornadoes, among other phenomena, as they are the ones causing more concerns in terms of fire suppression and personal fire safety. The fire behavior in steep slopes or in canyons frequently originates an eruptive fire event. In Ceif, there are several combustion tables with the shape of a canyon, allowing the change of the inclination angle of its slopes. The change of slopes to simulate a ridge profile is also possible. For a better understanding of the phenomena related to the spot fires, Ceif has divided this phenomenon into several stages. Release of particles using the technique of particle image velocimetry, PIV, to determine the number, shape, size and initial velocity of particles released during the burning of several forest fuels. The lofting of burning embers in the thermal smoke plume and the downwind transport, which are analyzed using the vertical combustion tunnel and oblique combustion tunnel. Tests to determine the probability of ignition are carried out using a firebrand generator and the ignition device. When two fire fronts converge, making a small angle between them, the point of intersection undergoes a process of an abrupt acceleration and a violent increase in fire intensity. This is more a phenomenon of extreme fire behavior that has been studied by Ceif systematically. In extreme situations, the formation of fire tornadoes can cause a large trail of destruction. The fire whirls generator existing in Ceif allows the experimental analysis of various aspects related to the formation and evolution of a fire tornado. Using the developed knowledge on fire behavior, the laboratory facilities and the solid relationships with the various entities and many actors working on the forest fires in theater of operations, personal security has been one of the main topics of the Ceif's research. In this perspective, Ceif has studied exhaustively all known accidents that occurred in Portugal in firefighting activities, as well as several major accidents in other countries. The existing structures in Ceif allow the simulation of realistic scenarios to better understand the various phenomena that drive to situations of higher risk. The use of personal protective equipment to allow an efficient firefighting performance in safe conditions has long been considered as essential. Ceif has been working with enterprises in the areas of footwear and clothing in the evaluation of boots and other firefighting equipment, in order to understand the behavior of this protective equipment in situations of stress experienced during a fire. Vehicles are often the last place of refuge that firefighters have in extreme situations. The Firefront simulator of our fire laboratory allows the study of these scenarios and the efficiency assessment of fire vehicles, protective devices, or other elements that can be exposed to a fire front. Ceif organized many training courses to firefighters and other actors within the forest fires in order to spread the knowledge that has been developed. In collaboration with the National Fire Brigade School, Ceif participates in the training of Portuguese firefighters and welcomes every year visits from dozens of corporations. In addition, Ceif receives various Portuguese and foreign researchers that use the capabilities of Ceif to develop their studies. In our effort to establish and promote international dissemination, we emphasize the International Conference on Forest Fire Research that Ceif organizes every 4 years.